What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea and welcome to a video, finally. I know there's one coming on the channel. Listen, I'm very sorry there's been such a little content from us over the past week, but we thought, listen, it's been a very long season. We've basically done all 55 games, home and away. We've had our respective degrees as well. And listen, I said to the guys, and we all agreed. We've been chatting about what we're going to do on the channel, but we all agreed that we deserve a little bit of time off. But now, daily content is returning. The transfer window is where this channel thrives. Let's be honest, we love reporting the news for you, and we're going to finally get involved and start doing it again. Now that the transfer window is opened and the World Cup is 2 weeks away, you'd think that we'd have stuff in place. We don't. Quite frankly, I'm not talking about the channel, I'm talking about the football club. I mean, it's not surprising, is it? Because at the minute, we just don't seem to know what we're doing for the past couple of years. But there is a bit of news going on today. The main bit, which I saw this morning, was that apparently Robert Lewnadowski seems pretty keen on a move to England or France or Italy or anywhere other than Germany. Basically, he said he wants to have a new challenge. He's not had a no transfer request per se, but he's had a chat with his the officials at Bayern Munich and said, "Look, I'm interested in the move." Apparently, we are the front runners. I would love to have Robert Lewandowski, but that also hinges on stuff that's happening over the past few weeks. What have we missed over the past few weeks? Well, we've obviously had the talks of Mauricio Sarri potentially taking over as manager at Chelsea. All it means is we have to sort out what we're doing with Antonio Conte. Alvaro Morata has held talks with Juventus in Milan, and there has been so much stuff going on. But we had a little chat about Sarri a few weeks ago. If you follow me on Instagram, which is there now, check it out, have some of that. I do my lives every single day, and we have a little bit of a discussion about what's going on in the news in terms of football. And obviously, Sarri has been a very consistent topic in my live streams. And my opinion on Sarri is I'm not entirely convinced, but that doesn't matter because apparently Chelsea are not willing to pay the €8 million fee to break his contract. From what I understood at first, which is what I said on Twitter, so if people liked it and followed it and retweeted it, it's false information. I got it wrong. I say that now. I thought the fact that they'd brought in Carlo Ancelotti meant that they'd sacked Sarri, and they haven't. Basically, he's still under contract, I believe, for 2 years, which is why there's an £8 million buyout clause. Now, obviously, what's happened is obviously he was in talks with Zenit and was in talks with us. He was more keen on a move to Chelsea because Russian he just couldn't be bothered to learn. It's a very, very hard language to learn, quite frankly. But basically, he just came out and said, I want to move to Chelsea, I want to do this. So if we can't break the fee because we're too stingy, which seems to be the case a lot recently, Sarri is going to get his agents to have a chat with Napoli and see if they can figure out a clause and try and break the contract with De Laurentiis. In other news, though, Chelsea have been chased up other targets in case we can't get Sarri. We've got a safety net, and we've looked at Laurent Blanc, the former PSG manager. Now, Laurent Blanc obviously won trophies with PSG, did all right there, then had a bit of a nosedive for some reason, then just left. I wouldn't mind Laurent Blanc, but to be honest, between him and Sarri, the thing for me is you look at it, and they're both step downs from Antonio Conte, in my opinion. I just feel that Antonio Conte is a far... If you were to put two things of ketchup together, and you got Heinz and some other random one, it has to be Heinz. This is not a plug, by the way. There are other ketchup brands available. But, look, I just feel that you want to go for the best, and Antonio Conte is a proven winner, which is why, I'm Conte out, but I'd only want him to go for a better option. And quite frankly, I don't feel that there is a better option currently available in the market. And I don't think Sarri is the answer. He's not won a trophy. He is, he got Napoli second, but it took him 3 years to build that squad. He is very limited on what he uses. His substitutions, he does the same ones, or, he changes it up very rarely, and he does it very late. So it's everything we dislike in Antonio Conte. Maybe it's the Italian management style. In terms of Laurent Blanc, I don't know where he's been since he left PSG. I mean, is this his first managerial appointment? What has he been doing? I am quite interested to see what he could do, what he could bring, but I don't know if he is the right man for the job. Now, in other news, though, if we do get Sarri, he's named either Gonzalo Higuain or Mauro Icardi as his first transfer targets, not Robert Lewandowski, which is what I think everyone was a bit shocked by. I'd prefer to get Lewandowski, even though he is nearly 30. The same goes for Higuain. Higuain's nearly 30, but let's be honest, Lewandowski is the best centre-forward in the world. There's no doubt about it. That's my opinion, anyway. Icardi is a very solid option, but I think I think it would help us if we went in for him, the fact that he's not going to Russia, but 96 million is a lot to spend on a striker, which isn't even going to be on the plane to Russia, although he has been a top-notch centre-forward in the Serie A this year. But to be honest, it's just all... it's all swings and roundabouts. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that all this transfer news is pretty much redundant until we get a manager in place, which is apparently what the case is with Chelsea. We've had a chat with Sarri, we've had a chat with Lewnadowski and their representatives, and we both said, look, we're keen to press on with you in terms of negotiations and what we want to talk about with you in terms of bringing you to the Chelsea Football Club, but we can't do this until we have our manager in place, which then brings me on to the point of exactly what I said this time last year. If you remember quite rightly, I was talking about Bakayoko and Chalobah, saying there's not much of an upgrade, we're not moving fast enough in the market, and the same thing seems to be happening. History repeats itself, and we've done it again. Now, my issue with this entire merry-go-round is this. Look, Antonio Conte, as I've said, clearly doesn't want to be here. If he doesn't want to be here, get rid of him, but find someone better who can take us forward. For that person to take us forward, they also need backing from the club. There's clearly a lot of problems going on at the minute regarding, obviously, Roman Abramovich moving to Israel because he couldn't get his British visa. He couldn't get his residence. I think that has something deeper meaning to it, but obviously this is a football channel. I'm not going to talk about that on here. And I don't want you to take down the video because it's all political. But look, to be honest, I just feel that there's more to this going on than meets the eye. I'd like to know what's going on. I think we all would, because then we can sort of relax and settle and figure it out in our heads as well as the club, figuring out what they need to do. But realistically, we just need to find out what our options are. If we can't afford to bring in Sarri for €8 million, we're not going to bring in Robert Lewnadowski. We're not going to bring in Sarri, and we're not going to bring in Icardi. There's something afoot. I don't like it. I think Chelsea's short-termism is finally catching up with us. Look, I understand that it wins trophies. I've said this on so many occasions. Winning trophies is great. Don't get me wrong. If we continue to win trophies, it's fine. The FA Cup this season plasters over a very, very significant crack, and clearly what's something that is very wrong at Chelsea Football Club. I think that our continuous loaning policy has hindered us now. I think that our motivations are in the wrong place now. I think there's something going wrong in terms of how we're running the club. And I just think, look, we need to make money for us, clearly, and there's something that needs to be done very, very, very quickly. We need to figure out what this problem is. We need to then be able to get our foot back in the door of top four, and to do that, we need to get our manager sorted, and we need to start making some signings and investing some money. Because without any of those things, we're not going to get anywhere regarding our football and our top four dreams. Look, the gap was very small last year, but as you can see, Liverpool, who's probably who we were closest to last year in terms of contention for top four towards the back end of the season, Spurs had already been long gone. They've already signed Keita. He's coming, obviously they signed him in January, but they've signed him. They've brought in Fabinho. They're pretty much guaranteed to bring in Fekir now. That's what it's looking like anyway. And that's not even then done in the transfer market yet. That's 3 players since the season finished about a week and a half ago. Now that is a serious issue considering that all the other clubs as well have already started looking. Jorginho's obviously had talked with City. He's keen to come to Chelsea if Sarri comes as well. But again, we can't do any business until that is all sorted. But this is a very, very, very serious issue, and this needs to be resolved as quickly as possible so I can actually start moving in the transfer market. But that is your first kind of transfer / where have we been type thing. We'll be back tomorrow with more transfer news. Make sure you follow me on my personal Twitter. There's a link there right now. Make sure you go and check that out and we can have a chat. I'm very active on Twitter and very active on Instagram. So make sure you head across to there. I don't really use Snapchat anymore. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media down in the description. Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram. And we'll see you very, very soon. Take care.